On the second day of the run up to Christmas, an orator said to me, unless you learn to speak the language of your audience, you might as well be speaking to the wall. Be sure to use their words, their phrases, if you want to be heard. Now, what did I mean by that? Well, let's try this in an example. Aye, if like. I'm going to take a punt that you have no idea what I've just said, unless you come from the northeast of Scotland or know people who do, in which case you'll have understood, hello, how are you? Spoken in the Doric. Now, that's the most obvious thing. And we as Brits have a penchant for going to mainland Europe and speaking very clearly and loudly and expecting the person in France, Italy, Germany, wherever, to understand what we were saying. I've just witnessed that so many times, and it's embarrassing. The point is that there's that sense of entitlement that you will understand what I'm saying because this is important to me. Flip that into a presentation. You may be very clear about what you're saying, but unless you learn to speak the words, phrase it how your audience can hear it and wants to hear it, they'll move their heads. They won't be interested. They'll swipe. They'll zone out. So this is where knowing your audience is crucial. What are the words that are going to ring in their heads? What are the things that are going to land? What's going to resonate with them? You remember yesterday I was talking about sticky phrases? What's a sticky phrase? A refrain, a chorus that you can use over and over again, which then speaks to your audience as well, using their words. So if as an adult you're talking to teenagers, make sure you use the cool, hip and trendy words. Okay, they're not cool, hip, trendy these days. You know what I'm saying. Think back to when you were a teenager, if you were still blessed with grandparents, and they will talk to you about the olden days. And some of the things they said were just so out of your experience. It didn't make sense. I was talking to my father about what he had seen in his lifetime. And when he as a child looked up to the moon, there was no earthly way he could have envisaged as a child that somebody would actually be standing on the moon before his lifetime, within his lifetime. Things that you're expressing, concepts that you're expressing, need to be done in a way that the other person, the audience, can understand. So this is where knowing the buzzwords, knowing what your audience is likely to be typing into Google in the wee small hours. What are they after? What are those key words? Thinking SEO style. What are the key words that need to be part of your presentation to grab that attention and hold it? Those are your sprinkly keywords, your sprinkly sticky phrases. Trust this makes sense. Understanding your audience, knowing their language and speaking to them. It may not be how you would normally express it, but this is all about them, not about you. Okay? Trust this has been useful. Bye from me.